This is all one big game for her. She is the borderline personality poster child, if I've ever seen one. She is a succubus of a person trying to take everyone for their resources for whatever that may be. Chantel's girlfriend drama hits a boiling point.
Because I ain't never been that way to you. Oh, God,
Colt tries to actually divert all the attention from him.
To be fair, at least you did say Carla was your friend.
Because what else is he gonna do? And Cole is slapped around the stage like there's no tomorrow by Jen. Metaphorically speaking, of course. We will get to all that. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. Y'all are awesome day in and day out. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. Let's get right into it. Let's waste no time because, damn, I got a lot of clips clipped for this one, and it was interesting to say the least.
Like across the room, like there's nothing. Like he's a brother to me.
So it's like not even a thing.
Ah, yes, okay.
To be fair, at least you did say Carla was your friend.
This is interesting. And mind you, Colt does this the whole time where he's trying to divert attention from himself. But what he does here is he points out the fact that she says, Elise, says that, oh, Cole's just a friend and everything. However, did say the same about Carlo, and then he rocked her world, apparently. This all stems from Jen saying, how dare you, Cole, go to Elise's room, which was interesting, and it definitely seems like they're hiding a little bit more, but completely obfuscating the fact that Jen would not be okay with it, or Jen would do the same thing and expect him to be okay with it, but that's beside the point. Either way, the interesting thing here is I definitely think Elise has no problem sleeping with anyone she calls a brother or a friend. This is just her trying to divert attention. I definitely think more is there with her and Cole. Couldn't care less about either of them, but it's kind of funny.
Last night you spent the night together, so good luck for both of you.
Dude, Jen, shut up. Dude,
That's your
please.
woman. No. Be nice to her.
That's your woman. Don't say nothing except for the fact that Jen's being Jen, so I really couldn't care less if Cole tells her to shut the F up. I mean, Colt, of all people, saying, oh, that's your woman, man. Respect your woman, man, says Colt. The ultimate respectfulness to women is Colt. Now, Colt is a piece of garbage, we all know that, but it's funny if you watch his progression in this whole episode. Everything is him playing offense, trying to just completely take the eyes off of him for him being a piece of trash.
I don't know how she expects me to sit here and support her when she acts like this.
Defend your woman or walk up stage and say goodbye.
None of this sounds real. Like, let's be honest about that. But he's arguing that you should have defended Jen more against Elise calling her a B, basically. In this case, I don't think Cole's really in it that hard. I think he's really got one foot out the door, but he's too much of a coward to walk away from this crazy succubus of a woman. But either way, he had no really reason to defend her. She was back and forth this whole time. They're halfway a couple at best, and yet Colt is trying to say how he should have defended his woman. This is all just complete performative trash. I will say that Cole looks even more so like he doesn't mean what he's saying than Colt. Colt actually looks like he might believe what he's saying.
And so Cole, if she was going to go hang out with a good-looking guy and you asked her not to and she still did it, would you be upset?
I absolutely would be upset, yes.
Okay,
so he makes a good point here, and it's coming from Tim, who, by the way, has no love for Jen, saying that if Jen was to go hang out with some attractive dude, would he be okay with her going in some room with him? Of course he wouldn't be okay with it. So this is where it gets interesting in that he's getting all upset that she's upset, even though her stuff is completely, she doesn't care, because she would do it in a heartbeat and expect him to be okay with it. But that's beside the point of the fact that Cole would not be okay with it either, and yet he's all mad at her not being okay with it. So I hate to break it to you, Cole, you can't be that garbage person saying, I'm not okay with something or I am okay with something, and then you do the opposite flip side. So Tim kind of breaks a hole in this whole thing here while defending Jen, which is also interesting because Jen needs to be bashed wholeheartedly.
I want nothing more than to just love you and be here for you, and I do apologize. I just wish that you would give me the same respect.
She won't, and the fact that you're apologizing here because you're just trying to make peace, and look at her, perfect freeze frame. By the way, this was accidental that I froze it here, but this is what she's doing the whole time, rolling her eyes at everything everyone says. She takes nothing seriously. She doesn't care. This is all one big game for her. She is the borderline personality poster child, if I've ever seen one. She is a succubus of a person trying to take everyone for their resources for whatever that may be. In Cole's case, Maybe his money. He's a pilot. He probably does okay. Or maybe it's just to get free, flights. I don't know. Something of that nature. But either way, it is nothing more than a means to an end. That is all she is looking for. She is not someone who is in any way, shape, or form ready for any kind of relationship or ever will be, because quite frankly, it's possible that she has got sociopathic tendencies.
Here and say that I don't deserve to be defended.
Oh,
that I don't
okay.
deserve him to
Oh,
be
okay.
by my side.
Yeah, sure.
That is what really hurt me.
Oh, that's what really hurt
Not
you.
even that he hung out with her.
Yeah. But that she doesn't have a right to be defended. Now, she is completely lying here. The reason she's lying is because she's saying she wasn't even so much mad as he went to her room, only that he wouldn't defend her. She was mad right when she found out that he went to her room. The whole he didn't defend her came a little bit after, a few minutes after. She was already mad. That's why this is a lie. She's trying to make it seem like she had a justification for being mad after it was kind of called out that she's being a little ridiculous, at least in their mind. So this is her just trying to rewrite history, basically.
No problem supporting my point, because to your point, she doesn't deserve the same respect. I just wish you guys could see the outside, like when it's just her and I. You don't think
sure.
I push back, and I do push back, and she shuts up
okay.
sometimes.
Let me tell you something. If he pushes back on the outside, it's something minor. It's like, do we need to go to Chinese food or do we need to go to Mexican food tonight? And he lets her win that, or she lets him win that argument and says, okay, fine, you say Chinese food, we'll do Chinese food. That is what he is probably winning on the outside. Let me tell you something. Watching Jen, she is not someone that is going to let anyone win any kind of argument, let anyone do anything they want to do. She is going to control every situation. She will be a complete succubus of a woman, and any guy that is with her, hold on for dear life, because if you're not a real man, if you're not willing to stand up for yourself, you are going to be miserable. And that is what Cole is now. He just can't admit it because he's a battered man at this point.
She knew I was going to the singles retreat. And then one night, right before it was time for me to go,
interesting.
Ashley confessed that she had romantic feelings for me.
It's interesting that your friend, who you had been with all this time, that you didn't see any of the signs, all of a sudden decides right before you go to this retreat to confess her feelings for you and kiss you. Yeah, that interesting kind of chain of events here, and it really comes off as manipulative. And we'll see more of that as it comes on. I like to call this segment, Is Chantel Lying?
I love her for Chantel because Chantel is so happy.
If you can look right here at Chantel's face, when Tim decides to say that she is so happy, that is a fake forced smile, at least in my opinion. She is not happy. She is questioning everything. We will see more of this. But right here, this is a kind of this is a smile you do with your family when you're taking a picture and you're trying to make a smile look real. It's like, yeah, sure, I'm so happy. Okay, Chantel.
I like the jacket.
That right there, this looks fake as all holy hell. Chantel does not look like happy to be receiving this. It's like, she's like, okay, sure, whatever, I guess. Not even a kiss on the lips. And just a couple kisses on the side of the face. This is all screaming performative, and Chantel does not look like she's into it at any step of the way.
So Chantel told us.
Now watch her face right here. That smile right there. Another forced smile. Now watch this right here.
Confessed your feelings about her right before she left for Tulum.
That is the insecure face of someone who is questioning everything they got going on right now. Mentioning that she was bringing up her feelings before she went to Tulum, Chantel is thinking of all this and like, was this the right call? Did I do the right thing? She spends the whole time trying to sell this whole thing, when in reality, it just doesn't look like she even believes what she is selling.
Might go find somebody and I would have never just had the chance to tell you.
That is her rethinking absolutely everything. She's looking up at her head. She's thinking about what she's saying. Her girlfriend just got done saying that I made a move. I basically would not let her step away from a kiss. She says, I kissed her. She pulled away. And I said, no, this now or never. I pulled her in for a kiss. So she basically forced the kiss on her, saying that she's going off to find a man. Can't have that. So now we have to force this whole thing to try to make her believe in a manipulation aspect that this is what's the right thing for her, which obviously worked. Chantel is questioning everything right now. Every statement that's being made, she's thinking about and really thinking, is this the right thing? Or is she in too deep to say anything about it because, God forbid, you say, maybe I made a wrong decision. Just to point out that everything that Chantel is doing does not look like she actually believes what she is selling on this show. Now, we will see in a few minutes why she's, at least in my opinion, she's doing a lot of this, and it has a lot to do with her mom. But it doesn't have so much to do with she thinks this is the right relationship. But we'll get to that in just a second. Ooh.
Hold the up.
Hold on. What?
Good on.
All of a sudden, she's mad about them showing her this kiss that she had with Jen on the show, which was ridiculous in and of itself. But they decided to show this because, of course, drama and all that. And naturally, her girlfriend, who was not with her at the time, decides she wants to be mad about that because that's healthy in a relationship. That's like if you run into an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend and they're like, hey, how's it going? And your significant other you have currently gets really mad because of the person you were with before. Has nothing to do with anything now, but they're mad about it now. That is not normal behavior. That is really mentally ill type behavior of someone who cannot get past things or cannot accept that, you've had a past and you should have been in love with them your whole entire life. That is some sort of crazy mental behavior.
Locked in at that time.
Oh, it was messed up. It was messed up because you weren't locked in at that time. So she basically says, I don't care we weren't together. It was messed up what you did. That's like finding out, oh, hey, by the way, I was with a girl. I hooked up with her at a party 10 years ago, and you've been with your new significant other for 5 years. And they're like, that's messed up what you did at that party. Like, what? What? Are you serious right now? Yeah, you should have. And then they don't talk to you for 3 days. That is behavior of like, bye. Leaving now, bye. And then she decides to prove that, oh, this is going to be better. And then, oh God. Oh God. Oh, you know what's going to happen right here? Or what I'm surprised didn't happen. One of her lip rings get caught on her lip.
Close up. Okay.
This ain't even nothing. Look at her. Like Chantel, watch her. Trying to play it off. And then she's like, all right, see her grabbing her hand. She's pushing her away. And now see her kind of back. She's like, haha, nervous laugh. And then she kind of like, okay, one more, go back to your seat. And then watch this right here. Watch this right here.
All right.
And then watch this. The pull away, the back away right there is the most telling thing, where she muddles through the makeout session that is trying to prove that their love is more intense or something of that nature, and she pulls away from her. Body language says it all.
Because there's some things that I like to keep from my mom.
Oh, okay.
Because she blows everything out of proportion.
Sure, but she probably won't find out if you let her know on national television, even if she wasn't here at the reunion. I mean, these people are not the smartest people. They just aren't.
Hi, Mom.
Welcome.
Okay, tell me now, because I didn't watch any of Chantel's reality show. Is her mom like this all the time? Because this is crazy, and her mom acts a damn fool. Let's just be clear about this. Stick around, because her mom acts an absolute fool, and it is ridiculous. It almost has me like, yeah, but you know what? It is telling. It is very telling as to why Chantel is doing the thing she's doing right now.
And what?
I thought I would give suckers to the suckers.
So she gave them blow pops because she was giving suckers to the suckers. Like, look, I can ride with you on the fact that her girlfriend Ashley is nothing more than there for performative reasons, for clout chasing reasons, which we see even more of in just a second. But you walking in as the mom and handing blow pops to them saying y'all are suckers is the most dumb thing I think I've ever seen. It is you being an even worse clout chaser.
I see Ashley here, and we were friends.
Oh, what? Say what now?
I think Ashley would chill with me just to get to Chantel. You are being a sucker.
That is what is happening right now. Unbelievable.
So I'm confused.
So what she's saying is that her and Ashley were friends first, and that she might be trying to get to Chantel, and it all kind of makes sense now.
She was your friend first?
We were friends.
Oh,
for a
we
real
were.
long time.
Oh, were ya? And there it is. She's been playing this game for a while. Now, they both look ridiculous here. My question is, was she hooking up with the mom before she was hooking up with the daughter, which is even more diabolical?
Well, they're not supposed to be on the cleaning lady's cart.
This is dumb.
But that's
This is dumb.
not how I said
Via
it.
text. Via
She
text.
said that to
It was
me
a text
in
message.
Mom
message.
said.
So she could have handled this. So this whole thing is dumb. She could have handled this a whole different way. This supposedly her and Ashley's relationship broke down over a text message, over trash bags. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. She brought trash bags to illustrate her point. This is just making Chantel's mom look dumb. The reality is she should simply say, it's odd that Ashley was my friend first, and then all of a sudden got away from me and started talking to you, and now y'all are together. That is bizarre behavior. That's where she could go with. But the problem is she's acting this way, and now we know why Chantel is doing the things she's doing, because of her mommy issues. She is doing this, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, to get back at her mom. She is showing all the signs of not really being into this relationship, but yet she is still in it and still riding it out because she wants to prove a point to her mom. She wants her mom to accept her relationship, even though it's not something that she really wants. And that's pretty clear. Even if they do go through with some sort of marriage or something, I give them a year tops. A year from today's date. Obviously, it's been longer since the reunion, but give them another year, they won't be together. Chantel's going to realize she made a mistake, that she wants something different, probably doesn't even want to be with a girl, and yet here we are.
And I've never been rude to you, but today is the only time I'm probably gonna be rude to you.
I'm about to get rude
Because I ain't never been that way to you. On God, I've tried.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yeah, try it. You try it. I'm telling you right now. They're sitting right next to each other, and they're telling them how they're about to get real, get rude, whatever. It's like, I've never seen something that is more telling of someone that's not going to do something than this display right here. And shocker alert, do you think someone actually gets hurt here? I'll let you decide if you haven't watched the episode.
Ashley and I are in a romantic, committed relationship.
Does that say that she actually believes what she's saying? This is her trying to sell it to her mom. Nothing that Chantel says is even a little bit believable, not even 1% believable. Everything is her trying to sell it to her mom, basically saying, you're going to accept this. If her mom would just say from the get-go, okay, let's go with me, no problem. All right, Ashley, we're good. That's fine. Bet that she would not be with her for much longer, because at that point she's like, oh, okay. And then probably they'd end not long after that. She's still trying to sell it because she wants that mother approval and also to rebel against her mom. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
He won her heart, but I am pretty sure that it's not going to last. Just give it a little time. I promise it's going to end.
And you know Usman watching this back like, I tell you so. It ends. Now I be Soldier Boy and find the next one. But I tell you, nobody listen to me.
It's a great package. You just have to ask Courtney about it.
Oh. That seems all nice and all, and Soldier Boy apparently is a little fascinated with Colt's package, but it gets more interesting than that.
You told me that it's not big, Courtney, so why are you changing it now?
Why the hell would Courtney tell him that? Why on earth would Courtney say that? And I'll be called out. The look on her face says it all. She's like, I have no out here.
You personally tell me that it was like this.
Oh, damn.
What?
Oh, my gosh. Now, this is the thing about, I'm not surprised. Courtney is all about some gossip. Whether that's true or not, who knows? God knows. All I know is that Courtney, being a vengeful person, would definitely go to the whole either he's not good in bed, which she already did by saying he's got ED, and also he's got small junk. So, shocker, she went to the talking points of, I'm going to knock your confidence down. Of course, Colt doesn't seem to really care that much, and she tries to backtrack, but it's just kind of funny that you would go and tell the other guy that was vying for your heart about this. It definitely seems like there was more to it than that.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
So is it big?
Why is he so... This is the weird, odd thing, and obviously Tiffany's face says it all there, but Soldier Boy, a.k.a. Usman, is very fascinated with the size of Colt's junk, which is just kind of weird. Like, he's trying to embarrass him, but it just comes off as really weird that you're so fascinated with this.
Too many questions. I felt he was doing us, find love, and that's on him, and hey, more power to him.
Sure, Usman was trying to find love. I mean, listen, Usman's an interesting character, but does anyone really believe that he was actually trying to find love? It says the person that was up there buying him all the things, PlayStations and whatnot, only to, not end up together because it fell apart, like the first lady he was with.
Wants women to fall over and buy him. His love language is give me.
No, that's not what I said.
You're a sugar baby.
I mean, he kind of is, considering that all the people that bought him things, including her, Kim, bought him a bunch of stuff too, like I just said. But interesting, his response.
All out hypocrisy now. Don't you live at her house?
Yes, 100%. And what is this? He has no self-awareness. He literally just says someone who just sits around and doesn't do anything and all that. I'm like, what are you doing, Colt? And what, you're going to argue because of your broken leg? You weren't doing anything beforehand. This is your MO. You claimed before you came to the resort you were homeless, living in your car, not knowing what was going on, not really having a job, bouncing from place to place. And yet, what you're going to say now? You're going to claim the broken leg? Yeah, dude, everyone knows you're a liar.
And I know I can offer you what Colt can never offer you. That is for sure.
Now, you know that's maybe true in some aspects, but I think her saying I made the right decision is just I dodged a bullet because it was kind of a, do you want a cut or do you want a burn? Which one is better kind of thing.
How are you getting married this year? You haven't even met a woman or gone on a date.
This is bothering Courtney because he basically said, I'm planning on getting married this year. And she's like, how are you going to do that? You haven't done any of that. Why do you care? You made your decision. Why do you care? Because she is seriously questioning this whole thing with Colt right now because she knows that he's already showing all kinds of red flag signs. It could possibly be living with you and your parents and not doing anything, possibly, or it could be all the other stuff and shady stuff he's doing. Either way, she's questioning everything and showing a little too much interest in what Usman's doing.
So you're always proceeding with caution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Code word for Rob is right now he's just kind of sleeping around. So they're asking about relationships and he answers in a roundabout way of saying, I'm not in a relationship. I'm kind of seeing people. That's what it sounds like. So basically he's just being single right now.
So I was wild, I was impulsive, I went off the charts.
So they showed the footage of her basically getting on Rob very aggressively and him kind of backing it down at first and then obviously eventually kissing her, the whole show me your butt kind of thing. So so now she's like, I was a little aggressive, I was this, I was that. That position does not last long for her though.
Can I ask?
Sure.
Did I text you anything about us having sex?
Call it out.
Did I actually text you anything about us having
we
sex?
talked on the phone.
Okay.
And you tried
So she's insinuating that he said something on the phone.
to get me to go to your room.
To come hang out, yeah. The words never came out of my mouth, anything
Okay.
having to do with sex.
You notice how she's not disputing what he's saying? That's because what he's saying is the truth. He's telling the truth. Now, whatever his intention were, him saying, come to my room, that's irrelevant at this point because him just asking to come to her room is just that. Now, if she had gone there and then he's like, okay, and they start kissing, whatever, and then they end up sleeping together, that's a whole different story. None of that happened. All that was said was come to my room. So she's trying to insinuate that what could have happened while he's saying what actually did happen.
Here and talk to her about let's not move too fast, but also be trying to.
Rob, you're so
See?
defensive and so angry.
Again, no disputing it. So he's basically saying, I was sitting there talking to her about how I don't want to move too fast, and then why would I do that and call her and then want to hook up? And all she says is, you're so defensive. Never saying, no, you said I want to hook up. I want to do this. You want to do this. You want to do this. Never says any of that. Only, you're just defensive, Rob. It's like, okay, do you have a retort to that? Oh, well, he's really defensive, though.
You clearly saw that Jen and I were having a problem and just stepped in, and that's when we got into the van, and I'm like, dude, and you're like, I don't want any drama. Well, what did you do? You sat right next to Jen.
The problem with this statement is that what he's not saying, and whether he watched the season back or not, I don't know. But what he's not saying is how Jen would run to Rob every time Cole would do something she didn't like. Anything like that, she would run to Rob. Not so much the other way around. She would go to Rob. That was all Jen. Jen is the common denominator here. Jen is the problem. She's been the problem. But yet Cole is still trying to act like he can't see that.
Like, everybody was asking at the resort. Like, everybody wanted to know what happened with Rob and Jen.
That's all the team will do, just making up
Oh,
rumors.
see, what?
You are sleeping with Tiffany every.
You see what she's doing right here? She's basically saying Tim will only make up rumors. Everyone was talking about that. And now she's saying you'll sleep with Tiffany every night, trying to divert away from her. I don't know why she's riding this lie out. She's got to know at this point they have footage. But we'll see how much she really thinks of this whole situation in just a second.
She's been kind of like deflecting.
That's not your business. Shut up.
So that's all she got. And she's kind of laughing, smirking. She looks really high right now, but that's none of your business. Shut up. Okay? Is that a defense?
I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure what happened with her and Rob, but like, my senses are telling me like there's like a big chance that happened.
Let me ask you something. What is the point of Tiffany doing this with Cole other than to stir up drama? Like her going off stage knowing they probably have the footage to say, hey, I just my sense tells me it happened. Like, why are you even getting him going even more? You know Cole is emotionally immature and probably will get in his head about this crap. And what you're doing here is all it's going to do is make things worse. So this is when I say that Tiffany likes to stir the pot. Not as bad as some of the others, but she definitely has those tendencies in her, and we see it a few times. And of course, he runs to call and say something to Jen, and naturally she doesn't pick up. This is what kind of whipped fool Cole is. And naturally, instead of being like, everything says I should leave, I'm not going to talk to her anymore, he's still trying. Performative BS. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. She did this. Oh, my God.
You notice that whenever she has nothing else, she resorts to trying to act emotional, get people to feel sympathy for her, and still pushing off blame. That's what she does here. This is why I say she has some sort of personality disorder. At least it would seem so, because this is the kind of crap that happens when you have something like a borderline personality. You can't take accountability. You're emotionally manipulative. You definitely use people's emotions against them, and that's what she's trying to do here, because she's backed in a corner, and she knew the whole thing was about to happen with Rob.
In this setting, tell me now so I can prepare myself. And she was like, yes, we did.
He's trying to cover and basically say he talked to her beforehand. As much as she's denying it, I don't think he did. I think he's still trying to cover for her. And in this moment when they're like, did you know about this? Or actually Rob asked him, did you know about it? He says, yeah, she told me in that moment that it happened. I don't know if I buy that he's being truthful. For whatever reason, he still feels the need to cover for Jen, even though she's shown time and time again she's not even the person he liked or claimed to like or love or whatever.
You're choosing Cole, so let me back out. I texted her, and then she came over to my room. She was like, no, I'm not choosing him. I'm just not sure. And then it was like, nah, it was another time.
It's like we hooked up over and over again, basically saying she wasn't sure about choosing Cole, came over there, they hooked up again, because what happened was Rob told her that he was basically done, you're choosing Cole, and so she went over there to save that and keep him on the hook. She wanted both of them on the hook, so she slept with him again. She used sex to keep him. Shocker, manipulative BS to the fullest.
No, not if she's going to continue to act like this.
It's lying.
It's just the lying.
I don't buy it at all. They're saying, are you still going to go forward with the visa process? And he's saying, no, now she's going to act like this. She's been acting like this. This is nothing new. You acting like these are all shocking revelations is ridiculous. So here we are again, you saying you're not going to do something. We know damn well that all she's got to do is come talk to you for 2 seconds. You're going to be back on the hook.
I'm not going to deal with that anymore.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you even for a second.
Where do I go with Jen from here? I'm still trying to figure that out.
What do you mean?
I felt like a fool.
She literally just said, or he literally just said it's relationship ending, and now he's saying, where do I go from here? I feel like a fool, but where do I go with Jen from here? I'm still trying to figure it out. Exactly. She didn't even have to say anything to him, and he's already back on the hook.
He just switched everything on me.
Okay.
Feel like a disgusting whore.
What?
Like that.
No, you're not a whore.
He didn't do anything like that. This is Elise trying to change the situation and into her favor. Rob didn't make, whatever you felt is on you. He didn't say anything negative. All he said was that I called, and did I say anything about hooking up? I didn't say that. That's it. That's all he said, and showed the truth, which was that you were more aggressive with it in the beginning than he was. That is on you. All of your behavior is on you. You want to not look like that or have people think this of you, think you're a whore or anything like that? Don't act like one. Don't go and tell everyone of your sexual exploits. Don't proudly sleep with people right off the bat. If you want to do that, that's fine, but you got to understand that there's going to be a perception.
Carlos said about her, like, oh, that's not the type of girl you bring home to mom.
I thought the same thing about you.
Exactly.
I still want to take you out because I know that's not you.
I will give Tim credit here that he explains it in the sense of, that's what I thought about you until I got to know you, and maybe that's not you. But the reality is, what you should take from that is people see this on you, not because of anything at their emotional or their personality flaws, but it's because what you put out there constantly. So, change the behavior, change the perception.
You know what I'm looking forward to the most?
What?
Your mom's cooking.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm sure you are, you frickin' freeloader.
I'm gonna go home and be with Courtney.
Sure you are. And then everyone else you like to chat with online and set up dates with for other people from other countries.
Elise is single. Elise has matured from the resort.
What?
Elise is confident in herself.
Elise is none of those things. Elise is not matured. Elise is not confident in herself. Elise is the same person Elise always was. You need time to change that behavior. I would venture to say she's not going to change anything, and she's probably going to sleep with Cole tonight in the hotel.
You know, he was very vulnerable with me, and I appreciate that.
Oh, so you're going to give Tim a pity date because he was vulnerable with you. Sure, but what you want is...
I'm like looking for like a mature man that can, honestly, like a Colt kind of, just like a guy that worships the ground I walk on.
So you want a doormat, because that's what Cole is. Cole is nothing more than a doormat. You can have someone that enjoys being with you, that praises you for certain things or whatever, but also tells you when you're wrong. I would hope that you would have a husband or someone with you tell you, hey, these behaviors are ridiculous. What the hell are you doing? Or call you out, just like you call your husband out or whatever. You call each other out because that's what you do in a relationship. You don't just sit there and praise or worship the ground that someone walks on. That is crazy romance novel stuff right there. That's not a real relationship, and it's not healthy either. So what she's looking for is not obtainable, which is why she's not going to change her behavior. All in all, this turned out to be everything I expected. Not shocking that no one really is together. You can't really claim that Colt and Courtney are together when they're on the verge of breaking up or already broken up. You can't really claim that Cole and Jen are together when clearly they're on the rocks. But obviously the drama was fun, to say the least, and now we're heading to the other way, so we'll see how that rolls out. But these people are going to ride off into the sunset until they end up on happily ever after with someone else, or the single life with someone else, something of that nature. They'll be back in the universe in some way. Maybe Rob will just continue and start his own boy band. That's cool. I think ride out with that. But we will see. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I will see y'all next time.